I spent 7 days in complete darkness with no food, and this is what happened. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Vash. I run 3 7-figure companies. First one is marketing agency Bull Ads. I have coaching company Entrepreneur, and also I have a SaaS business called Ecom Track. I will share with you my experience with going in complete darkness for 7 days and doing it on water fast. Let's start with what is darkness retreat. Basically, you lock yourself in a small room that only have a bed, yoga mat, shower, and that's basically it. And you spend there 7 days in complete darkness. And this room is designed that there is literally no light. I couldn't even see hand if it was this close to my face. You can't hear anything, and in my case you can't even taste anything because I was doing it completely fasted. Now you might be asking why I decided to do it. I heard about it for the first time and I felt inside this feeling of curiosity, excitement and fear. And anytime I feel this way, I know I must do it, because the higher self, I call it, is knowing there's some treasure. If I do it, there will be great rewards. But part of me, I call it the lower self, is scared. It's afraid. So in these cases, I always know I must do it. And the main reasons for doing this was, first, I truly believe that I can go only as deep with my students as I was willing to go deep within myself. Because I see a lot of coaching preaching one thing, but doing the complete opposite. But I want to do the extreme. When I tell my students they should meditate 30 minutes a day, I was meditating 3-4 hours to really walk the path in front of them, to really speak from experience. And the same was here. I'm a big believer in think time. A lot of entrepreneurs, they just go, never stop and think. Really creating new solutions, really asking themselves, where are they going? Are they going in the right direction? So I recommend my student once a week, maybe spending the whole morning just thinking. I wanted to take it to extreme, that I would do it for 7 days and I would do it in complete darkness. So that was the first reason. Second reason, I saw a lot of people on YouTube speaking about detox challenge. Lower your screen time to 30 minutes a day. You should go without junk food for a week. And I was like, this is a child's game. Let's take it to the next level, which will be 7 days in darkness. Tell me one thing you can get dopamine from in the dark room. There's literally no eye stimulation, no phone, no YouTube. In my case, no food. I wanted to take it to the next level, to really prove to myself that I can do this. Third reason was I'm a big believer in the inside, that the inside creates the outside. I'm big on meditation, and if I spend more time within, I know there's a lot of treasures, there's a lot of answers, there's a lot of unexplored area. And lastly, why I decided to do the 7 days darkness retreat is that in the past, running 3 businesses, having multiple team members in each company, I never spent more than 2 days off phone. I was always online, always ready to solve problems, always available to my team. This will be the challenge if my companies can operate without me. Finding out the leaky sides of my businesses, if there are any, and also proving to myself that I don't need my phone, that I can go 7 days without it. And with the food, I just knew that if I don't eat food, I will have more energy, I will be more connected, so I can go even deeper. And also wanted to prove myself that I can do it fasted. I've never done more than, I believe, 48-hour water fast. So again, this was a big challenge. Let's go into lessons I would like to share with you. Even if you don't go to darkness, you can benefit from these lessons today. So first lesson was this. This year, 2022, I live incredible life on paper. If you look at my life, I believe I was in 15 or 16 countries. I took, I believe, 22 vacations. On paper, incredible life. But when I was truly honest with myself, I realized that I didn't enjoy these amazing moments as much as I could. Because I was at one vacation thinking about the next one. I was having dinner thinking about the next day. I was having lunch thinking about one of the businesses. I was rarely in the moment. Even though people said that I'm very in the present moment, I still felt I'm not maximizing the moments. And this is big lessons I took away, which is it doesn't really matter what you experience external, let's say vacation, beautiful sunset, beautiful mastermind with, let's say, your team, is really, are you present in the moment? Are you truly there? Because a lot of people are at work thinking about vacation. They're at vacation, they're thinking about work. They're eating breakfast thinking about lunch. They're on client's call thinking about something else. They're always few hours, few days, few months ahead. Never truly being in the moment. Never truly experiencing the moment they have in front of them. Whatever I now do, whatever moment I'm experiencing, I'm fully there. Because I know if I'm driving a car, there's no point trying to answer an email. How many of us driving a car thinking about answering an email or a message we need to send to our team members? We can't send it in the car. So why losing the moment that we have, that we were given? So let's go to lesson number 2. And this is another proof to what I've already believed. And I truly believe that nothing external long-term will change how I feel internally. Even from my own experience, we usually say once we get something external, I will feel happy. Once I sign my first client, I will feel confident. Once I have this girl or this guy, I will feel loved. Once I make this money, I will finally feel secure, or I will finally feel happy. But what happens, we get the thing, we get the car, and after a few weeks, we go back to the feeling we had even before we had the car. I experienced it firsthand, but now in the darkness, it became even stronger. What happened after a few days was sitting with myself and really feeling everything that was popping. I started to feel so happy, and I realized, wow, if I can feel happy in a dark room, nothing is happening there. Tell me what is happening in a dark room. You can't see anything, you can't hear anything, and you can't even taste anything. Nothing is happening. Why was I happy? Because I had nothing external, and this was proof to myself that the external doesn't matter. The feelings are created inside. If I can feel happy in a dark room where nothing is happening, I told myself this: once I walk away, it's like a Disneyland. It's a paradise. I will be able to see things. I will be able to taste things. So if I can be happy in a dark room, I can be happy anywhere. I want you to stop saying, I will be happy once this happens. I will be confident once this happens. I will feel proud of myself once this happens. Because that rarely happens. You will get it, and then you will feel, and again, unhappy. Again, you will feel lonely. How do I know? I've coached over 1,000 people directly, and I see it every single time. They think once they get a car, they will feel better. After a week, they feel the same way. They think once they hit the 5-figure, 6-figure month, they will feel proud of myself. They hit it, and they still don't feel good enough. So the big lesson here is allow yourself to feel it now, because all of you already have tons of confirmations to feel that. You say, Vash, I want to feel free. You already have so much freedom. Maybe you can plan your day. That's freedom. You can choose. You have maybe 2 calls tomorrow. You can cancel them if you truly want it. You took maybe 1 vacation this year. Amazing. That's still freedom. You can travel with your car. That's freedom. If you want to feel proud of yourself, you already have dozens and dozens of amazing things you've done. Even waking up. That's amazing, because how many people didn't wake up today? It will be probably multiple thousands. So really, you have everyday confirmations to feel these feelings you want. You're just not allowing yourself to do that. You usually delete the moments where you could feel, let's say, proud of yourself. And on the other hand, the moments where you, in your eyes, you fucked up, you magnify them. And I tell people that you have easy route to unhappiness and you have a very hard road to happiness. So it's very easy for you to feel unhappy, unfulfilled, bored, empty, whatever the feeling is, and it's very, very hard for you to feel happy. And the lesson here is use the daily confirmations you have to feel it more. Let's say you have a vision. If you don't have one, you need to write your vision. What do you want from life? Look at your vision and ask yourself, what is the one feeling I'm truly chasing? Because you're not chasing money. You're not chasing dead people on pieces of paper. What you're chasing is some feeling. Some of you might be chasing money for recognition. Some of you might be chasing money to impact people. Some of you might be chasing money for security. Whatever the case might be. What is the feeling you're trying to get? Let's say the overall feeling would be freedom. Put down a piece of paper and write down everything. And I mean every single confirmation this week where you could feel free. You drive your car. That's a way. You can drive anywhere. You can plan your day. Maybe you took vacation. Maybe you took trip. Write all the confirmations and allow yourself to feel That's the lesson number 2. And that leads to lesson number 3. It's not about what you do, it's about how you feel doing it. That's what matters. Let's say going to gym. How come one day you feel excited, you can't wait to lift weights, to hit maybe your personal records, and one day you're dragging yourself there? The task is the same. Going to gym, it stayed the same. What changed? How you feel. So what I want you to do is discipline the feeling, meaning instead of dragging yourself to the gym, meditate, do some breath work, do some bouncing, whatever works for you, listen some music, just so you change how you feel, because it's not about the task, is how you feel doing it. That's the only reason why one day you're excited and one day you're dragging yourself there. The task didn't change. What changed is how you feel inside. And this is what I've realized. It's how you feel doing it. Because best moments in my life are those moments when I felt good. I am in charge of how I feel. So if I can make myself feel good through certain practices, sooner or later it will become habit. First of all, whatever I practice, I will become that. So if I practice happiness, I will become a happy person. Many people who are angry all the time or sad all the time, they just practice sadness or anger whole day. That's why they can go there so easily. I want you to do the opposite. The more you practice feeling good, whether, as I said, through meditation, breath work, music, some movement, what happens sooner or later, it will become your habit. And when you feel good, you produce better results, hands down. Because you might say, but Vaj, if I feel happy, I won't be chasing my goals. Bullshit. Because ask yourself this: when do you tend to procrastinate? Tend to do behaviors you don't value? And all people tell me when I feel bored, when I feel empty, when I feel discouraged, overwhelmed, when I feel stressed. Then I ask them, when do you produce the best result? And they tell me when I feel excited, when I feel passion, when I feel happy. And this is your secret weapon. Because if you feel good, you will produce better results. Because people can feel energy. Even on this video, you probably feel my energy. Because if I came to this video like, I need to record video, you would feel it and you would click off immediately, because you're staying here because you can feel my energy. So your sales goals will be better, your interaction with your team will be better, interaction with your loved ones will be better, everything will be better. And that's the lesson number 3. It's not about what you do, it's about how you feel doing it. And you can see that it's all interconnected, because this leads me to the next lesson, which is mastering the moment. All day is created by few moments. So if you master this moment, feel like the highest self, and then next moment you still feel that, and the whole day you're mastering just the moment. You don't focus on mastering the week, you're not mastering the day, you're mastering just this minute, showing up like the best version of yourself. And that was a big lesson, because I was there locked for 7 days, and I know day 1 I was like, oh my goodness, 150 hours left. And I know one day my stomach was giving me a hard time. After 4 or 5 days, I started to see visions very, very clearly, even with my eyes closed. And I saw every single meal I ever had in my life. I'm super, super hungry. The belly is giving me a hard time. But in that moment, I didn't say, okay, let me master the next 70 hours. It was about, let me master this moment. And once that moment passed, let me master this moment. And after mastering all of these moments, sooner or later, I found myself walking away after 7 days. What is tricky about the 7-day darkness retreat is the whole time there is a switch and the doors are open. Because if they lock you, truly lock you, you have no choice. You need to stay. But now, when it gets difficult, you can easily switch on the light and you can walk away. And I believe this plays big trick on people's mind. And there was 4 rooms like that. And when I left on Saturday, I was the only one left, because the other people, they left earlier. It got a little bit difficult, so they just left. The lesson here is mastering the moment. So if you go through difficult period, or even you don't focus on staying happy or feeling good the whole day. Just focus on feeling good in this moment and then the next moment. Another lesson, because what started happening, the more you go within, you almost start getting downloads. You start getting ideas, because I wasn't creating these ideas, they were coming to me, and one of them was less consumption, more creation. And I believe in today's world this is so important, because you have millions, billions of YouTube videos, millions of courses, billions of photos on Instagram. We have so much information. People are drowning in information, but they're starving for wisdom. And so what I decided to do, and that's the reasons why I'm even recording this video, is I want to create more and consume less. Even the way I read books. I'm not a big believer in reading a book a week. Then you're dabbling, you're reading a little bit of that, little bit of that, little bit of that. What I'm big believer in is mastery. So when I read a book, I might read for 10 minutes. I stand up, go to my whiteboard, and ask myself this. Okay, how does it apply to what I already know? How does it apply to the coaching calls I had with my students? How does it apply to the experiences I collected in my life? And what is happening is I start creating frameworks. I'm no longer quoting the book. No, I take that and I create something completely new. And this is why people said, hey, I read the same book, but the way you interpret it, it's completely different and it makes so much sense. And this is why I'm not focusing on only consuming the book. I'm consume a little, but then I create. And that was a big lesson. I will stop consuming and creating even more. What happened after, I think, day 2 or 3 is because I was willing to overcome my mind, the inner critic that is always talking, do this, don't do that. She is too loud, he is too quiet. Is always narrating the world, always talking. You're not good enough. This is not going to work. Who do you think you are? All of this voice in your head. What happened? I overcame it by mastering the moment. Day 2, 3, I started to feel so worthy. I don't know how to describe it, but it was this huge feeling inside of me when I knew whatever I said my mind is done. A lot of people preach think big. I'm a big fan of it. You should think big. But I believe a lot of people didn't earn the right to think big. They haven't achieved much in their life. They procrastinate all the time. Say they will do the one thing and they do the opposite. So when they then here think big, they set this huge goal that is so far away, but they don't feel worthy of it. They start questioning, they start doubting, and ultimately they will give up. What I realized that first you need to feel worthy to think big, because once I felt this worthy, so many ideas came to my mind, so many people to reach out to, and once I left the darkness retreat, I went straight away and messaged them. And this worthiness is still within me, but it was almost result of doing something difficult, almost like this primal feeling of competitive advantage, because I proved to myself you can lock me in a prison that is completely dark for 7 days. You give me 0 food and I will be okay. I actually was very, very happy during certain moment, and this gives me this feeling like nobody can beat me almost. And that's the worthiness I want you to develop. And how you do it is when you say something and you actually do it. So you will say, the next 30 days I'm committed doing these 3 actions or stopping this behavior, and you actually do it. What will happen? You will start feeling more and more worthy. And the more worthy you feel, then you can start thinking bigger. Then you can start setting big goals and you actually achieve them. The big lesson: master the moment and focus on the feelings. Because if you do these things, everything else will be easier. So if you have any questions on any of this, put them down in the comments. I will reply to all of them. Much love, and I will see you in the next video.